Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Constantinople, the Queen of Cities, where at this time, Galla Placidia and her children have retired in exile from the Western Empire due to the political machinations of her enemies. Not to fear, however, she shall be returning soon. But before we talk about that, we are going to take stock of our situation. I am moving this guy up with some cavalry, so he can provide some cavalry units to the saviors of Rome here, who are in the middle of replenishing themselves. I'd love to use Arcadius in some kind of offensive way, but cannot because I have to worry about the Huns, and he's just in a bad position, and he also is the only thing keeping the province of Dacia from rebelling. We may want to build some things next turn in Dacia, or Romula, actually. Well, it is Dacia, but... and Apulum will be good to have one of these days. I'm out of money, so next turn I might want to bribe the Huns again, just to keep them off my back. The next thing that needs to be addressed is Africa. So the Western Romans are still holding out. They still have both cities, but they're being attacked by scores of full-stack armies, some of which we're at war against, some of which we are not. It's just... someone decided to turn the spigot on in Africa, and they're getting torn apart. The Picts here, I'm not sure what they're doing exactly. They've left Lepsis Magna alone. However, the public order there is pretty bad. They might have raided it. And they're kind of just hanging out here. So we are going to get out of force march, and we're just going to kind of hang out here by the coast and see what's going on. What kind of mercenaries do they have around here? We may want to get some camels and desert raiders. Not yet, though. Let's save the money and get them next turn. So Placidia and her children were in Constantinople when her brother Honorius finally died.
But now it's bloodied. End this feud. We offer peace today, or the sword tomorrow.
The Ostrogoths want peace. The problem is they stand directly between me and the Quadians. And they're going to give me 600 gold, which is fine. They have 4 territories now, so they are not to be underestimated. They are unreliable, so they may decide to declare war on me again. I have too many enemies as it is, but again, there's just no way for me to get at the Quadians. I guess we're just going to have to set up defenses and just deal with the Quadians as they come. Removing them from the earth is not an option right now. Unless the Ostrogoths were to give us military access. Now that would be interesting. Now let's just go with peace.
My words.
So Honorius died without an heir in 423. And because Galla and her children were in the east, a usurper was proclaimed emperor. His name was Ioannis. So in Constantinople right now, you have got 3 amazingly powerful women. You have Galla Placidia, you have the emperor's wife, Aelia Eudocia, who we discussed in the previous series, and you have the emperor's sister, Pulcheria. So her and Eudocia are up against each other. Then you have Galla thrown into the mix. And Theodosius must have locked himself in his bedroom and just said, you know what, I am not coming out. And it comes as no surprise, as a result, that he named Valentinian, his nephew, Galla's... or I'm sorry, not his nephew, his cousin, Galla's son, the Western Roman Emperor, and he set up an army to march west and help Valentinian take the West back for their dynasty. With this army, he sent Placidia and her kids. You're going to pay me 2,000 to join the war against the Marcomanns. I could use the money, but they're actually within spitting distance of us. But maybe they don't like the Huns. The Huns generally like it when I fight barbarians. The Marcomanns hate us anyways. What do they mean, trespasses against Western Roman Empire? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the Eastern Roman Empire. I want to look at the Marcomanns. Oh, whatever. I'll do it. Let's not think too much about it.
Let us to table. I long for a feast and a stuffed dormouse to celebrate our accord.
Sounds delicious. So without going into unnecessary detail, they won, and the young Valentinian III was installed as the Western Roman Emperor, Western Augustus, and his mother, Galla Placidia, was the Imperial Regent. This was in 425. So Placidia, after a life of many ups and downs, being a slave, a captive of the Visigoths, then the Visigothic queen, then traded back to the Romans, then being a powerful wife of a co-Augustus and an Augusta, then losing her title and having to flee her homelands in exile for the East, and now finally returning and being the most powerful woman and ostensibly the most powerful figure in the Western Roman Empire. That's quite a life, and you can see why I wanted to spend some time speaking about her. And she remained regent all the way to when Valentinian III became 18, and that was in 437. Alright. So, the Picts are just running around taking attrition. Sounds like fun. We could theoretically attack Garama. That will cause us to suffer some attrition. They do have also Cidamus, and they're happy towns. They're happy with their people. How do the Garamantians feel about us? Oh, let's research. So this will give us better construction and better money-making buildings, and it will then leave us one away from the +1 bureaucratic reforms. Or we could decide to medium siege engines, siege holdout time, lower recruitment cost. That'll take 5 turns. Or we can go and get better units for 9 turns. We might just want to jump up to this, get the public order bonus of 2, which will help us all across our empire. We're not going to be using molded architecture ever. I'm not going to ever have a great theater, an imperial library, or a circus. I highly doubt that I will. Let's do it. Okay. And now someone asked that I considered taking a mod that will not cause you to lose the technologies, but I'm just going to go ahead and play the game the way it's meant to be played. I admit it's kind of silly, but as you see, we've been through many episodes and we still aren't anywhere near the top tier techs. So we'll just let it go. And by that time, maybe we'll have enough money that I could have the highest churches, which will improve public order quite a bit.
At your command.
So what are you going to do, Kings of Axum? We can attack. We're not currently at war with the Garamantians. We are at war with the Picts, apparently. I'm not sure what we are with the Gaetulians. They've taken Constantina. And so we could, I guess, just move through here. Who is this? The Alamans. We could take Hadrumentum. That's an idea. Alright, I gotta make sure I don't go anywhere where there's attrition. Okay, that's good for now. Oh, there's this fellow. We need to get him over here to this army. And we should be able to conquer this. Hopefully this guy won't get any... Oh, I almost did it again. They have good archers. We have good archers. Higher casualties. Lower casualties. Let's just go protective. Very good. Now the question. Do we subjugate them? I mean, they hate us. So, that might be a problem. Or do we occupy? I'm not even going to consider looting and occupying, because it's 20 turns of instability. 4,000, though, is a pretty good number. So, I understand that subject states can rise up against you. And if I'm going into a big war with the Persians, that might not be a good idea. This is a walled city, too, so conquering it would be good for us. Although we'd have to defend it. Alright, let's give it a go. And Kartli still has an army, however small. Mishteka is ours. Let's repair it. And then next turn we can start converting. They're obviously not very happy with us, as you can see here.
Ready for battle.
Are you okay? Flaccid, that doesn't bother me. But you are popular, that's good. Alright. Very good. So now Kartli belongs to us. They have one little army, but they don't own any territory. And we have 2 desolate areas between us and areas further north. So that's actually pretty good. The Huns will have to cross that to get to us. Well, it might not cause them too much trouble, but at least it, I don't know, it looks clean. Whatever. So we have, what does that leave us with? We have our allies in Kotes, and we have Gabala. They're a one-province minor, I think, so we might be interested in taking them out. We'll have this whole little corridor sewed up. Very good. Rufinus. Okay, what's happening? That western army is going away. This western fleet is just patrolling their own area. Do we have what it takes to raid Ajax now? We could look at it. Apparently not. Apparently, even with this full navy, they expect that we're going to get crushed by this tiny little army. I mean, they expect that we're just going to get crushed. That's weird to me, but I don't want to screw around. Is there any benefit to blockading? Like, do we get any kind of financial benefit? Or do we just stop these rebels from getting money? And I don't really care if they have money or not. We should really take this place, though.
Blockading!
The seas are pretty calm. I wonder if this fellow, although he only has 3 units, so he's not going to make a huge difference. But it might just be enough. It'll be a tough battle, but we probably can do it. Especially because the blockade will weaken them. Or we could recruit some more. It'll only take 1 turn. Alright, let's do that. We'll recruit 3 more units of spearmen, and then we'll move this guy up, and maybe we'll take Ajax for ourselves. Meanwhile, Rufinus will continue to blockade it.
How can I serve the people of Rome?
Oh yes, we were going to bribe the Huns, weren't we? Let's do that. While we still have some money. Our relations are improving, but they dislike us.
Please don't bother with meaningless pleasantries. Talk of meat, not honey.
4,000, but that'll be... That's a lot of money, but it will make them happy. Let's just do it.
My people welcome this gift.
I hope they do. So now, we're doing much better. Okay, this gift gave us a lot of pull with them. So we're down to just -8 in the next turn. That'll help us. At least it'll just keep us from having war declared upon us. Dacia. We could improve this, which is probably a good idea. Sanitation's actually okay, but it won't stay that way, will it? Fountain? Well, we're not really going to produce much food here. And this is just kind of sitting here with nothing to do with it. I'm not going to build a church because we have to pay to maintain it. This will just give us 375 extra gold a turn. It's cheap to build. I was going to do a toolmaker too, wasn't I? That'll give us some wealth from industrial and agricultural buildings, which we don't have any. Well, we would have industry. And iron. Alright, we'll do that. And next turn we'll upgrade this to a city level 3. That should be fine.
At your command.
Arcadius, go for a hike. Let's take a look at your new lands. They are beautiful.
Make haste, men.
Oh, that was a bad idea. I didn't know just being out of the town would cause it to go all crazy. Well, whatever. If rebels spawn, we'll kill them. That'll give Arcadius something to do.
Commander.
You are going to go to Salona with your cavalry.
Do it, men. Ready for orders.
Are we at war with you? Marcomans? Apparently we are. Alright.
To victory. March.
Okay. I think they're still in my land. They're not in the Ostrogoths' land.
Leave none alive.
Alright. They're done.
Haste, men.
Excellent.
How can I serve?
We didn't lose anything. And this general continues to build fame and glory. Ostrogoths are fine. The Quadians are losing a bit of happiness in their lands. That's good. And Salona needs to be converted, which we can't afford. But we will next turn. That's fine. They're a little unhappy, but I'm not too worried about it. This guy's here.
For battle.
What does Rome require of me?
And you? You're just kind of here, aren't you? You're just a recruiter. And we don't need recruits, really. Let's just have you walk over to Tremontium. And we'll move you back next turn. So during Placidia's regency, she continued to influence religious matters. She had an influence over the church. She built a number of churches in Ravenna and elsewhere. And reportedly, according to Sivan in her book, Placidia actually spent entire nights on the floor, in the cold stone floor, praying in church. So she was known as being a very pious person.
Peace. What say you?
The Picts want peace. That would save me from their giant unit stack, but it may also... I don't think they're actually taking anything, though. It looks like their two armies aren't really the ones who are going to end up taking Carthage. Let's go with it for right now. The more peace, the better. Worst case scenario, the West will pay us again to declare war on them. Alright. The Quadians. I don't know what you guys are doing. Are you going to try to raid one of our islands with one unit? Good luck. This is their king, I guess. So in the next episode, we will speak more about Galla Placidia's regency, and it'll be the final episode on her.
Bestow coin on your people. Accept it as a token of friendship.
Interesting. The Gaetulians now want to be peaceful with us. That would actually be a good thing. It would allow us to fight the Garamantians unopposed and the Alamans. Let's do it. 1,000 gold? Sure. If people just want to give me money, I mean, I'm not going to say no. Give me money and peace at the same time. Ruin provisions. Rebellion imminent in Dacia. One of your subjects has recently become infatuated and wishes to marry his intended. She's political, but otherwise, I don't see any reason why not. She has a lot of personal influence. She will gain her husband some influence. Maybe we can bring him into the fold, adopt him. If we give our blessing, we lose a bit of control. And if we intervene, we lose a bit of... Alright, whatever. Sure, get married, dude. I don't understand why letting some dude get married makes us lose control, but... whatevs. Alright, good old Dacia. Oh, and we gained, or our agent gained, a level. He's going to be used primarily against the Huns, I guess. What would be useful for that? Sabotage army, that sounds good. The Huns don't have cities. Trap foreign agents, that's good too. Alright, fine. Sounds good. And that. Okay. Anything else? Just a bunch of peace. Alright. Oh, our priest is getting better too. Oh, crap. I turned off his inspiration instead of raising his level. Oh, well. Persuading foreign agents. That sounds like fun. Inspire troops. Own territory, or own army. Compromise security. Discourage populace. Let's double up on that. Okay. And we just lost a turn of happiness and axioms. They're back down to -1. It's my own damn fault. Next turn we should have that fixed, though. And research. So are we going to do this 4? Yes, we are. And in 4 turns, we'll have a +2 to public order from everywhere. Or +1, I should say. We already have the +2. And then, at that point, we're not going to go with that just yet. Food Emporium, not that useful to me just yet. Not that useful. So at that point, then, we'll go finish off this and this, and we'll have our troops. Because there's nothing really in the civic tree that interests me moving forward. So, alright, ladies and gentlemen. Next episode, as I said, we will finish the tale of Galla Placidia. And we will probably have a ton more war. And we're going to need some more agents. I think I want to recruit some more agents. So, once again, I'm Marcus Aurelius. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.